Hey guys, this is Kirusha here. And yeah, I'm sorry. This has been a bit of a long day. But I am going to be continuing where I left off with Deku and Bakugo actually talking about the death race. Or the race, really, since they don't fight to the death anymore. Anyways. Deku and Bakugo are talking, and Bakugo's asking if he can be in the race. Deku would say that he can, but he can't use his quirk. And he's asking what Deku means. Deku would say that if you use your quirk, people will notice you, and that's why he hasn't been using his enhancement side. The Ida and a lot of people from 1A would realize that he really hasn't been, and it's just been Toga copying Deku using her quirk. So, because of that, Bakugo would reluctantly agree to this, and he would actually put on a helmet. Well, he put on a mask and a helmet, and actually hop on the car, because they were just refueling right now and waiting for the next race to get started. And usually Deku and Toga, they stay around 2 to 3 hours racing, and they just ask them about this in the first hour. So, because of this, everyone would have walked back over to the stands for the seats, and they would have watched as Deku and Bakugo would have actually been in the race. Deku's actually just driving the car. He's saying, hey B, just go take down those guys over there. And Bakugo's trying to figure out the whole tether system, as things don't go very easy. And Deku would just tell him after the race that could have gone better, but he was still getting used to it. Now, what happened during the race is he tried using the tether system, and he kind of didn't know you were supposed to get on the fence. So he jumped onto the road, which nearly forced him to have to use his quirk, but he jumped to the side, or he just got pulled straight up by the system. Because I want to say they would probably have people in place ready to pull on your cords if they're going too far low. Anyways, that would happen a lot, and Deku would eventually take the car back to their garage. Now, people would arrive, and they would ask how they even got a garage this big. Deku would say that they actually just sell stuff they make from the races and get money. And they only ever use the money to really buy parts and to actually pay for the garage. Now, this is actually back. Well, it's not. It's actually back in the town they live in with UA. And after explaining a lot of the stuff, they would just say that they got a train for the sports festival coming up, so you guys might as well come back and train with us. They're asking what they mean, and Deku would just pull out, or he would show them a lot of mechanical equipment that you can essentially use as a makeshift weight, along with a lot of dumbbells and different weightlifting equipment that he actually got from the junkyard. People are looking at this stuff, and Deku just saying that it works, but it's just pretty old. So, people would train there, and for the next 2 weeks, that would all happen. Deku would get a little bit of a better understanding, or not understanding, but he would improve one for all, once again. And I believe I said he was at 65% during the USJ attack. That was whenever he lost it, but... Oh, crap, the fan's going again. Alright. I hope that worked. Anyways. This is whenever Deku... Hang on. Anyways, this is whenever Deku, he would just say that... Or... He would get up on stage, and he's actually the person who has to give the speech. He's saying that a lot of people may know him as the Vigilante, or as this or as Izuku Midoriya, the kid who got first in the entrance exam. Now, after all this would happen, he's saying to everyone that he's going to beat everyone here and only, or he would state that he's happy that everyone's here and he hopes that they all try their best, but he will not hesitate to essentially step over or step on someone to actually get past what he needs to do. Basically, if he needs to fight you, he will beat the shit out of you and get first place. So he's just saying that anyone who stops him from getting in first, he will just take down and continue on his way. But that just means everyone needs to try harder and plus ultra. Now, people would be confused, as Deku basically said, if you're in my way, or if you're trying to attack me, I will attack you. Basically, don't try and fight other people and just keep on focusing on running. Now, as soon as that happened, Deku and Toga they're both in their separate locker rooms changing, and Todoroki would actually just call out Deku saying that he's gonna win, and he doesn't care if he's All Might's son or something. Deku would just laugh, saying that he's not All Might's son. In fact, the way he's lived his life, he's probably the furthest thing from All Might's son that he can be. As Bakugo would say that there's no way All Might could be his dad because I've met his dad before and he's back at home. Now, Bakugo, after saying this, Todoroki would be very confused. He would just say that means you're All Might's secret love child, then aren't you? As Deku would want to smack Todoroki upside the head. Now, after this, Deku would say that he's gonna win and to just try him, as he would immediately bring his leg up, smashing through the wall behind him, barely avoiding his shoulder. And he would walk away. Now then. Ow, rips. Now then. After that would happen, the race would start, and Deku would immediately just run out and nearly blitz everybody. Toga is actually able to copy Deku's not only reaction time, getting out of the ice quicker, along with Todoroki, but she was able to copy a part of his physical abilities, so she's actually quite a bit faster. She didn't copy one for all, she just copied his natural strength, which is already better than average. Now, after that, Deku would come in first after destroying all the zero-pointers, running straight through straight through the landmines, and just literally not letting anything stop him. After that, President Mike is asking him what kind of quirk that kid has, because he literally just ran through everything. He's saying that kid's quirk is the weirdest of them all. Essentially, his quirk allows him to not only see whatever he needs to react to, but he's also an enhancement quirk, because not only is his body physically enhanced by the quirk, but his reflexes are also. President Mike would say so he doesn't need to think about what he's doing whenever he reacts. He's saying no, he just knows what's happening. Basically, if he hears the slightest sound behind him, he can instantly react to it, turning around and punching it, but he has to think about that. So, after that, they are then talking about this more, and Toga and Todoroki Or yeah, Toga would come in second, I want to say. And Todoroki and Bakugo would actually both tie for third. Man, I have to keep drinking water. Anyways, after this, this is whenever Deku, he would get to 10 million points, and people, not only do they not want to be on a team with him, but Toga and Mei seem to be the only girls who want to be on his team. Mineta is crying somewhere, but Deku would just say that he's got this, as he would pick up Toga and tell her that she has the headband, so not to worry. She would then copy Deku's quirk by drinking some of the blood she has on a support item she has, or in a thermos that she had registered as a support item. Now then, after doing this, what the heck is going on? After doing this, I'm sorry everyone, our dogs are barking outside a lot. After doing this is whenever they would run around the entire arena, and they would Deku would tell Mei to hover. Mei is hovering, and she would just basically hold on for dear life, as Deku's using full cowling at around 10% to just move around the entire arena. And if he needs to, he'd go up to 20 and actually just flick everyone away with small shockwaves. Because of this, they would get into first, actually winning. Now for the combat side. Please give me one moment. Found it. Now, the battles would start, and Deku versus Shinsho, that always turns into a... Yeah, I'm guessing anyone else can fill in the blank. Play on words, haha. Anyways, Deku versus Sero, that goes about the same. This fight goes the same. This fight would go about the same, yeah. Crap. Let's say the copy guy is in this fight. Copy guy versus Mina. Mina would win because he can't even touch her without her burning his skin with her acid. Tokiyami would win. Kirishima would win. And Baku would win this fight. And Deku versus Todoroki. Well, Endeavor would have called Deku out on how he's going to have to draw out Todoroki's inner fire, and Deku would just tell Endeavor that that's not going to happen. It's going to be his choice, and he doesn't even care if he uses fire or not. He seems pretty well content not ever using it. Now, anyways, Todoroki, he would just keep trying to blast Deku with about as much ice as possible, as Deku would just use 50% of One For All. Crap, I forgot Toga. That's who I forgot. Toga would take the copy guy's place, actually copying Deku's reaction time, and just doing all that. Actually beating Mina. I'm sorry, everyone. My brain has not been wanting to work today. I was woken up far too early to go outside and do some BS. Now, Todoroki versus Deku. Deku, he would just keep flicking the ice away with as much force as he can, which is about 50% of One For All. And people are watching as this kid is essentially just blasting back these giant things of ice. And Todoroki would eventually be forced to use his fire. Anytime he would actually try blasting fire at Deku, Deku would immediately just sidestep it or dodge it instantly. Or not Ultra Instinct, because people keep referring to it as that. It's not. It really isn't. If it was Ultra Instinct, I would have Deku literally just thunderclap his ass cheeks together to create a sonic sound wave to blast everyone out of the ring. Because I know there are memes about All Might being able to do that. I've found one before. I saw one earlier today, actually. Anyways. Now then. Deku is dodging his fire, and everyone is immediately watching as he would actually just smash parts of the ice that he cannot, or he is able to sidestep. Now, after doing so, Deku would see that Todoroki's charging up both of his sides, and he would immediately just launch fire and ice straight at Deku. And that whole thing with Deku throwing 100% at Todoroki would actually happen, but this is more Deku just throwing it towards Todoroki, or aiming it upwards to blast all this out of the arena, and actually just throw it towards Todoroki. So Todoroki would be, well, he wouldn't be standing there, but they would see as not only after the shockwave and blast, Deku and Todoroki are just standing there. Deku's shirt is entirely burned off, and half of Todoroki's shirt is burned off. People are watching as Todoroki is still in the ring, and Deku's literally on the edge. Todoroki is saying that he's impressed that he's had to go this far. In fact, his arms feel so heavy, he can't even move. Deku would say that it's a shame because he still can, as he would immediately just start walking towards Todoroki, and instead of punching him out of the ring, he would just push him out. As he would then see Todoroki just pass out, and he would actually be sit on the ground by Todoroki exhausted. And everyone's trying to process what just happened. Now, this fight between this green-haired girl and Ida. Let's say that Ida lost because I think she said she was in Class 1A in this one, just so Aoyama doesn't have a place. Or I probably didn't. I have an idea for what if, but I've just been trying to work out the kinks in it. In fact, it's somewhat it's not written down, it's an experimental idea. Now, she would actually just lose, like in canon again. And this is whenever Toga would have to face off against Tokoyami. She would have actually been able to get past him by dodging all of his attacks, breaking through his defense, and just punching him in the face. Along with the fact that she can literally just, well, not copy his quirk, because I'm not sure exactly how you can copy Dark Shadow. She would just keep going as she would wear him down to the point where his Shroud of Darkness doesn't really mean anything, as the sun would then later become overhead during their battle. She would win. Hiroshima versus Bakugo. Bakugo would win. Deku versus Ida. Y'all know how this goes already. Ida wins. I'm joking. I'm very tired today. Deku would win by just, as Ida is trying to run toward him to push him out of the ring, he would literally just step to the side and let his foot out, letting Ida literally just trip over his leg, actually smashing his nose into a wall, breaking it, along with his favorite pair of glasses. Now, because of this, he would actually have to leave early after getting his nose healed by Recovery Girl to get a replacement pair. Toga versus Bakugo. Bakugo would say that she can't even face him without copying a quirk, or she just has to keep copying Midoriya's quirk. It's essentially not going to work because that's all she's used for. Bakugo would be fighting with her, and she's actually dodging him, and she still looks like normal, so it's amazing. And people are confused because they only ever seen her use that technique to dodge looking like Midoriya. Bakugo's confused, saying that he doesn't understand, why can't he hit you? As she would say that, I don't know, I think I've used my quirk to the point where it might have gotten better. So I probably don't even need to look like those people anymore. As she would just butt Bakugo on the nose with the edge of a blade. And what I mean by that is, you guys know how if you were to hold a knife, the very bottom point where would be a glass breaker? She would just throw that into Bakugo's nose. Along with, she would throw one blade at Bakugo. One would hit his nose, the other would hit him in the forehead, right between the eyes, actually making him pass out. Because hitting these two spots at once can actually knock someone out. Heck, if you headbutt someone just right, you can knock them out. You can even break their nose. But that's because if you just aim for their forehead, with your forehead, if you go to headbutt somebody, that is very stupid. You have to aim for the bridge of their nose, and you can get a clean break. Anyways, don't ask me how I know this. Deku versus Toga. Toga would just say that she's happy that she met him. In fact, if she didn't, she doesn't know where she would be right now. Cuts to a alternate version of Toga actually just sitting in a villain's hideout with a knife and a milkshake, along with a body on the floor, but that's entirely irrelevant. Anyways, Toga is actually saying that she's pretty happy she met him, and she wishes she had a boyfriend like him. He would just say then, why don't they just start going out? They already spend most of their time together anyways. And she would be excited, as Deku would just tell her that they'll talk about that after, and he would then just push her out of the ring. After, they would just be dodging one another's punches for about 5 minutes to an hour. It would have, not an hour, but 5 minutes to 10 minutes, as she would not be able to copy his quirk anymore, because she's just been chugging it like it's the 1940s and a doctor's coming to sew her leg, or saw her legs off. Or the Civil War, probably. Anyways, after that, that is whenever she would just be kind of confused, not knowing why she can't continue. She would then look down and see she's out of the ring. Now, that is where I'm going to be leaving this part off of, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. Catch you guys later.